You're all welcome. I can see 7 participants here. We have Olukwono Temitokpe, we have Shehi, we have Ogundun Olamide. You're all welcome. We'll just give some 5 minutes more for other participants to join, and then we kickstart the April edition of our Getwork Nigeria Graduate Mentorship Program. I'm sure you all have your jotters, you all have your writing pads, because there's a lot to learn and take away from this session. So I think we have close to 120 participants on the WhatsApp group. So I will expect we have not less than 100 participants here today. So if we have like 1/4 of the participants, that's about 20 people, I think it's safe to start. If we have that before 11:15, if not at 11:15, we will just start. So we have like 15 minutes grace. So you can call, you can send a message rather to your friends on the group, your acquaintances, and even on the group, you can send a message to say, hey, I'm here, the host is here, and we're ready. So we can start. The earlier we start, the earlier we finish, and we have a lot of things to learn today. So the earlier we start, the better. You're all welcome. I can see Shotimei. Sorry if I don't pronounce your name correctly. Shotimei Oluwaseun. I will try my best. Adegbola Amos. I can see you. You're welcome. I can see Fatima Mustafa. I don't know who is using this. Techno Common 15. It would be good you identify yourself. It would be good we have your name. It's very important for the purpose of this program. We try to, as many as you are, it really doesn't matter. We still try to get, you know, to know you on one-on-one, especially if you're participating. I mean, if you're involved, we want to know you, want to know your name. We want to be able to call you, and we want to be able to answer your questions and direct it to you. We want a more personalized approach for this program. It's very important to us. So please, if you're joining with a phone and your name is not properly identified, you may want to is it sign out and sign in again and register your name. It's very important you do that. Once again, you're all welcome. This should I call it tea time? If it's not a virtual session, it's maybe like tea time. You're having tea, so you can grab your water, you can grab your tea at your different locations and sip them. Drink your water and sip your tea while we wait for a good number of participants to join. Like I said, if we have up to 20 people before 11:15, we'll start. But if we don't, we'll wait till 11:15 and we'll start with any number of participants that we have. So we have 12 people now. We need 8 more people to join us before 11:15, and then we'll start. Okay, so Sheyi says you can rename using the 3 dots to the far right of your name. So if you're joining and you see through the participants, check the participants column if you're joining. And if you look through it, if you discover that your name is not reflecting, you might want to use the three dots to the far right of your name to impute your right name. It's very important you do that. We want to address people by their names here. You're welcome. I see Nashia Kwara. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name again. Once again, I can see Virginia. Virginia, you're welcome. I can see Nancy. Okay, Nancy Aquara. You're welcome. So we have we're waiting for 8 more participants to join. You can keep sipping your tea and having your cold water, or taking biscuits if you have one with you there. It's still time till 11:15, and then we kickstart this program you all have been waiting for. Now, I see the 12 people that are joined as those that have really been waiting for this. You didn't wait past 1 second to join the program. I can see the enthusiasm. I can read through your enthusiasm. And I want to believe that you won't regret spending this little time with us, because you have 24 hours in a day, and you've chosen 2 hours out of it, because you'll be spending not more than 2 hours. Yeah, you've chosen 2 hours of the day for a productive activity like this. I tell you, you're not going to regret it. So you're all welcome. I was seeing 13 people before, now I'm seeing 12 people again. So I hope we don't have problems with people trying to join in. Our technical person, Godwin, do you want to check to ensure that people are not finding it difficult to join in the waiting room?
Nobody's having issues to join in. I'm admitting everybody. We're good.
Okay, we're good. Okay, I can see 15 people already. You're all welcome. Jafet Bukola, you're welcome. Olushola Odola, you're welcome. Dami, I see Dami, you're welcome. We're waiting for 5 more people, and then we start. It can be, we like to give a bit of time because of the network in Nigeria, and we also understand that some people might be trying to get off from work at this time as well. I can see yeah. Okay, so if that's not your real name, you want to sign in with your real name so that you're addressed with your real name. So please mute your microphone so that it can help us, so that we don't have a background noise disturbing the session while the session is on. We appreciate you all mute your mics. Thank you. So if you're here, you can tell somebody to tell somebody on the group that the session has started and they don't want to miss out on anything. We have more than 100 people on the group, and I expect that at least at the beginning of this session, we should have not less than 100 people joining the session already. But this is 10 minutes past 11 and we just have 15 people. So what are we doing on WhatsApp? What are we doing on WhatsApp? Let's come on to Zoom. Zoom is where it is happening. Let them know Zoom is where it is happening. If you're on this WhatsApp group and you have friends, you have acquaintances on the WhatsApp group, let them know that the show has started and this is where it is happening, not the WhatsApp group. They should come on to Zoom and let's get started. Adisa Uraola, you are welcome. We have 17 participants now, and we have 3 to go. It's 11 past 11 p.m. here. Okay, so it is 11 past 6 p.m. in Nigeria. I'm 7 hours behind in Canada. So let's get started. We should be increasing in number and not decreasing. We have 16 people here. You're welcome, Dayo. Dayo is trying to join. You're welcome. Adisa Uraola. I thought she was in before. She's back again. Okay. You're welcome. I'm really taking note of people, and it's very important. Like I said, this session is not just one of those webinars that you just attend and then you go back. We follow up. We do follow up for very dedicated and committed participants. We do follow up because we need you. Those are the people we need in the workplace, the committed and dedicated ones. At the introduction, you understand the reason for this program, and it is going to be something that, you know, everyone is expected to benefit from, but depending on your level of commitment. It's not just one of those webinars, you just listen to motivational speech and that's where it ends. No, we are committed to adding value and also getting value that we add value to you. Adding value, getting value that we add value to you. You will understand the concept as the program proceeds. But I encourage you all. I have like 18 participants here today. Okay, apart from me, I have 17 participants here. Some of them, we have 2 or 3 peer mentees, mentors here who have also benefited from the Getwork Nigeria mentorship program. And they are committed, you know, to volunteering, you know, on other programs that we've been having, you know, in the past and even now. So some of them are here. We have 2 or 3 of them here. So I want to believe that the total number of new participants that we have is about, should be about 12, 13 of you. And I want to say to 12 to 13 of you that you have made the right decision to be here. And I want to also employ you as an advice, consistency. If you are consistent with this move, even if it's just the 13 of you that we have, we are deeply contented that you're committed to this process to be a better person in the workplace. And, you know, we want to consistently connect with you to make sure that you are on the right career path. We are open to assist you. That is what we stand for. That is what Getwork Nigeria is all about. So I would implore you, don't just do today and say, oh, it's a one-off, the next Monday, I might not be available. And you know, when something is free, like people have always, a lot of people have been coming to me to make this a paid stuff. I know if I make it a paid stuff, I'm going to make a lot of money from it. It's just a little bit of packaging. But that is not the idea of this program. That is not my vision. That is not our vision, you know, as a visionaire and my co-visionaire as well, who would be talking to us on this program. That is not our vision. Our vision is to deliver this mentorship program as free as possible, to give back to the society that we are in. So it is not always about taking and taking. That is what we are committed to do. And there's no way you won't benefit from this if you are committed as well. I want to encourage you, if you are on this program today, don't miss out next Monday. Don't miss out any of the Mondays in April. Try to stay committed to it. If you started well, try to finish well. That is the only way you fully benefit from this program. If you do just today and you don't come next Monday or the next, for any reason, you might not be able to, you know, totally benefit from this program. You know, so it's 11:17, it's really past the time. I will leave the floor open to Compare today, Oyinlola, to do a formal introduction of this event and also the speakers for today. Thank you very much. Oyinlola, over to you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Ma, for ushering us in. We're so glad. Please let me know if everyone can hear me in the comment section. Please, can you hear me clearly? Please, can you hear me? Can you drop comments in the comment section? I need to know if you can hear me before I proceed. All right. Thank you so much, Adisawuraola. Thank you, Damilola. Welcome, everyone. I'm super excited to be doing this evening. We're glad to be here. I strongly believe that it's going to be a transformational time for everyone here. Like Mrs. Bunmi Omeke rightly said, congratulations, because there's going to be a lot of transformation that you can't even believe yourself. And it's such a privilege and an honor to be here. All right, I hope we are set for the night. I hope we are excited. I hope you are set. If you are set, let me see your comments in the comment section. Are you set? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, thank you, Japhet. I see you. Welcome, Japhet. All right, so once again, congratulations to you all. We are glad to officially welcome you on board as a Getwork Nigeria mentee for the April 2023 stream. And as fresh graduates with 0 to 2 years of work experience, you have chosen to distinguish yourselves by your commitment to this process. So once again, I celebrate you and I say congratulations to you. You deserve an accolade. You deserve a lot of accolades. Thank you for committing to your growth process, and thank you for deciding to be here. All right. Okay. So Getwork Nigeria, which is acronym for Graduate Employability Training Workshop, is a graduate empowerment initiative aimed at helping fresh graduates transit into the work environment effectively and efficiently. we are able to bridge the gap between your classroom experience and your workplace experience through our periodic mentorship and training programs. We also work with employers of labors to connect our crop of well-trained and employable graduates to available jobs. Your commitment to unlearn and relearn would surely distinguish you from other graduates, and we can't wait to support you through this process. So once again, I personally congratulate you for being here. Indeed, you are in for a lot, and it promises to be an highly transformational session. So with regard to this program, please, I need you all to note the following things because they are highly important criteria that everyone should pay attention to. All right, are we together? Okay, so this mentorship program runs from 3rd of April to 28th of April, 2023. And that's 4 weeks, right? You'll be trained and mentored by industry experts. Like, I am emphatic about this. All of our speakers are seasoned people. They are people whose life have commanded the results that we desire. So it's such a privilege to be learning from them. And they will be taking the following topics. Positioning your mindset for work, CV writing and LinkedIn optimization. You'll be learning how to write, on irresistible CVs, and you'll be learning how to optimize your LinkedIn account. Also, you will learn how to ace your interviews. And lastly, you will learn the psychology of communication in the workplace. However, there will be a follow-up WhatsApp group and Zoom session only on Mondays at 6 p.m. prompt, like we're doing today. There would also be a follow-up practical assignment to be submitted on or before every Friday. So that means you get tagged on Monday, and then you're to submit before Friday, on or before Friday. These assignments will be reviewed by our mentorship team. You're also expected to attend all 4 Monday sessions at 6 p.m. and turn in all your assignments to qualify for all benefits, including job opportunities that will come from the program. You might not proceed with us into the next week if you are unable to attend previous sessions. That is to emphasize the fact that attendance is highly important and it is non-negotiable, right? So we also encourage you to like our social media pages at Getwork Nigeria on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter for updates on job opportunities. We give priorities to our qualified and committed participants. So please, if you have not followed our social media accounts, if you have not followed us, just go on your Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter to search Getwork Nigeria. It is important that you do not just draw, but you also give back by following our page. All right, we're committed to assisting top participants secure a job placement. So it means that you shouldn't just be here to learn, you should also pursue excellence so that you can position yourself for the beautiful opportunities and perks that comes for people who have positioned themselves to be excellent students over time. Like Mrs. Bunmi Omeke rightly said, attention is being paid to all details. So everything that is happening here, all right, attention is being paid to it. So I would like you to note that. Also, criteria for assessment of top participants will include attendance and participation on all sessions, quality of performance and assignment, commitment to the Getwork Nigeria course, which includes following all our social media handles and sharing across graduate network. If I were you, I would quickly do that right away, okay? Also, meeting all requirements at the point of registration is also an important criteria. So once again, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, grab your cup of tea, your cup of coffee, sit tight, it's about to go down. Also, please feel free to ask any question or seek further clarifications about the programs. Our team will be available to respond to all of your questions. Okay, so yeah, I hope we understand all of that and we are ready to proceed into the session for the night. Okay, let me see your fire emojis. This should be an interactive class, right? Let us ease the tension. So let me see your fire emojis. Are you set? I know you told me you're set earlier, but let me reconfirm that. Are you set? Come on, I can see your emojis. Oh my God, I like what I'm seeing. Come on, keep dropping it. Thank you, Adisa. Thank you. Thank you, Japheth. I see your emoji. Let your emojis keep coming in because it's about to go down. All right. So tonight we'll be having two speakers. I don't know why I'm so excited. I'm sincerely excited because it's going to be a lot of learning tonight. So we have two speakers, two phenomenal speakers. Yes, I need to emphasize that it's such a privilege to be learning from these women. I find them so inspiring, and I want to say that you are blessed to be here tonight because you're going to be transformed. All right. So for the first session, we'll be talking about positioning your mindset for work. And briefly, I would introduce our first speaker for this session. All right. I'm about to read a bio that is going to blow your mind. So sit on your seat well so that you don't fall off your seat. I've told you, I don't want anybody to fall off. Please don't break your chairs because your mind is about to get blown. So tonight, our first speaker is Mrs. Yetunde Ajibade. Yetunde Ajibade. All right, so Yetunde Ajibade is a highly talented lawyer who proceeded to the Anglia Rungtin University, Cambridge, England, after a call to the Nigerian bar to acquire an MA in marketing and innovation. Unsatisfied with the state of education in Nigeria, Yetunde proceeded to the University of Nottingham, England, after her MA to study education. She has organized workshops to promote the benefit of quality education in the formative years. Today, Yetunde oversees the strategic direction of the ACE Milkers Integrated Service Limited, a training and consulting firm which has conducted over 100 capacity building programs and several strategy sessions in HNISs and corporate organizations in various sectors of the economy. She has also trained over 3,000 executives. She is the co-founder of Getwork initiative, and she is passionate about its children, youth development, and women empowerment. She is our matron, all right? And one thing I want to say is I am about to welcome a woman who without doubt is a conduit of excellence and a reservoir of value. So with pleasure, joy, and your clapping ovation, please join me as I welcome to the stage to enlighten us on how to position our mindset for work. Please join me with your clapping ovation. Jam your hands together. Make some noise for Ma'am Yetunde Ajibade. Come on. Let your clapping ovation keep coming in. Come on, come on, come on. Yes. Can you see that beautiful face? Can you see? Are you even ready tonight? Welcome, ma'am. We're so glad to have you. You can now take the stage. You're welcome, ma'am.
Wow. That's a beautiful day. So when you're describing, I was like, who exactly are they talking about? Because when I was listening to, I don't know what Bunmi did with that introduction, but I'm like, am I the one? Or I'm listening to somebody else's bio. But thank you very much. I'll say thanks to the moderator. Thank you, Bunmi. And thanks to all of you who are here to listen to us today. Wow, Getwork Nigeria. I'm going to take you on a journey for a little bit about how we started. So you guys need to really thank Mrs. Omeke for this initiative because yes, I'm a co-founder, but I'm not going to take the I'm not going to take the credit for how far we have gone with Getwork Nigeria. She's phenomenal. Allow me to just mention her. I know it's my turn. And Bunmi is already looking at me like, Miss, why? No, but I have to do this because we started it in 2019. And I remember Bunmi was she walked into my office that day and she was like, Miss, why? We need to do something for the Nigerian graduates. And I said, Bunmi, how are we going to, where, how? I'm already swamped as it is. And Bunmi was also swamped. You know, I was running a school. I had women empowerment issue programs. I had other projects. I'm like, Bunmi, how are we going to do this? Are we going to save the world? And she was like, Miss White, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we are going to do it. We are going to start this graduate program. And I said, okay, no problem, Bunmi, run with it. Next thing, everything had been registered and here we are today. And I thank God for how far we have come since 2019. Lives have been transformed. It's really pretty much just the impact that he has had on the society. And I'm very proud of what we have done. And I want to congratulate you especially, all those of you who joined us today. I want to congratulate, because there's a grace. It's not just even being here to enrich your life. There's a grace on our Getwork participants. You can find out they are all over the world now. Some of them are going to be speaking during the course of this program throughout the month of April, and they've done very well for themselves. So if I'm going to ask you to do something, it will be listen, be attentive, be present. It's going to be life-changing. If you have this, you are starting off on the right foot to get into employment or entrepreneurship. So I'm here for the power of self-belief. I don't know if I sound funny. I'm a little bit under the weather. So if I sound funny, high five me and let me know, Miss, why you sound funny. All right.
You sound good.
I sound good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So now we're going to be talking about the power of self-belief, and I believe this is the right way to start you off on this journey, because it starts with self-belief. Everything you become, you will become, starts with believing in yourself. So there's no better way to start and launch our Getwork project for 2023. Now, the thing is, you can be anything you want. The only thing limiting your potential is the lack of self-belief. And I'm going to give you a little story about when I got into speaking, coaching, and just presentation in general. I remember I would get jobs. I would get coaching jobs, presentation gigs. And even though I'd always been a confident child, I lacked that self-belief to decide to mount the stage and speak to the people, because at that point, I was already getting projects for executives. I was getting projects for top executives. And I felt, am I going to speak well? Am I going to sound well? Am I going to look well? You know what? I'll just pass the ball to those who have been in the industry before me and just let them do it. I'll be behind the scenes, just making things happen. So I will pay huge sums of money to have people represent me in my own projects. I just woke up one day and I said, you know what? There was a particular incident where I had already paid a lady for a speaking engagement to come on one of my projects. And we agreed. She landed at the venue and she told me, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to pay me more. Wow. I was like, I thought we agreed before you left your base to travel all the way for this presentation. Where am I going to get more money for you? It was that day I decided that whatever they are saying, I will say it. I made a decision that I would work on myself and be the best speaker I could ever be, rather than being taken advantage of. So what was I saying? I was talking about the power of self-belief. It's important for you to have a vision. So the thing is, you believe in yourself and you know, okay, this is who I am, this is where I'm headed. But then what do you see yourself becoming? And that's where the power of vision comes in. Where do you see yourself? It's not about where you are now, but where you see yourself. And I'm seeing you as graduates now. I'm sure you don't see yourselves as graduates in the next 10 years. So you have to start living in the future from now. And then how do you do this? You know, people talk about vision, and it seems like, oh, well, how do I start? And they say, okay, I need to have a vision. Yes, you need to have a vision. But let me help you here. Set goals for yourself. And to set goals, I'll tell you how to do that in 3 easy steps. All right? The first thing you want to do is to write it down. Write down your goals. You know, science actually says you're 39% more likely to achieve your goals if you write it down. True word. So you want to write down your goals, and then you have something to make you accountable. Okay, I've written this. This is what I want to become. You can always go back to what you have written. Now, it's not only for you to write it, you need to post it, right? I know back in the days when I used to have like great dreams and visions and goals for myself, there was no social media back then. So, there's nothing to really, there's nowhere to really post, rather than maybe in your bedroom or in your bathroom or on your fridge door. But you want to write your goals and then you want to post it somewhere. When you post it, you see it every day. It's a reminder. It's a reminder for where you are going. And that's the reason I say you write, you post, and then you share. Share your goals with like-minded individuals. People who will root for you. People who root for you. People who love you, who want the best for you. Share it. This also makes you accountable. If I say in the next 10 years, I'm going to be the best teacher in Nigeria or in Africa or the best experts when it comes to education, if I write it down, I post it where I can see it, and I have it shared with people who hold me accountable, it is most likely that if I don't achieve that particular dream, I'll be very close to it. So you want to get a vision board. Everybody talks about vision boards and, it seems very cliche. Vision boards are good. You have a vision board, you have everything that you've ever dreamed of. Because you realize that it's not really about where you are, it's about where you have set your mind to go. It's about your destination. And the thing is, when you are clear about your vision, every decision you make aligns with that vision. Your relationships, your friendships, your habits, your actions, your decisions would always align with where you're headed. And that's the reason why you need a vision board. All right. So I'll go back to your self-belief and then connecting that self-belief to your behavior and habits. Right. So let me start with a goal as simple as losing 5 pounds. All right. So I want to get healthier and I want to lose 5 pounds. All right. Slightly overweight. I want to lose 5 pounds. What are the steps that I'm going to take? So I have a goal, right? Set goal to lose 5 pounds. Now, all of my actions, associations, behaviors would have to align with losing 5 pounds, right? Now, I would need to, first of all, watch my diet, what I eat, probably have a gym membership, work out often, get a personal trainer, cut out unhealthy meals from my diet. But the thing is, if I don't have a clear vision, there's nothing to work with. And that's why you see some people go to the gym, 2 years, 3 years, they're still working out. They're not losing weight. They're not getting stronger. They don't have any strength, but they're still going to the gym because there's no clear set of goals on what you intend to achieve with that decision. So when you have a vision, you want to ensure that, every decision I make is going to be aligned with where I am headed. Now, you want to find, if possible, a blue ocean. And I always talk about the blue ocean, red ocean strategy. The truth of the matter is, sometimes when we have our vision and our set goals for what we want, we always now ask ourselves the question, how do I get there? What do I do different? Someone is already doing this. It doesn't really matter. You can innovate in an existing idea. You can innovate in an existing idea or come up with a totally different idea completely. Whatever it is, there is room for you in whatever market you decide, whatever career you decide, there is room for you. I always say it's important to be creative to stay relevant. You need to constantly seek how to solve problems, envisage problems. If you're on the career path or you want to start your own business, you have to create solutions. In fact, you have to prognosticate solutions. You have to foresee problems. Let's look at Apple, for example, as a company. Apple is relevant today because they are constantly innovating. So when an Apple product comes out, they're already thinking about the next set of Apple products. So I personally have an iPhone, I have a Mac, and then you have an Apple Watch, and then they are pretty much controlling your very existence because they foresee your needs as a customer. All right. And then they decide before they even know they need that, we create value in that area. And that is why we are hooked on Apple. So as an individual, what are you doing how creative are you to ensure that you are relevant in the marketplace? And I tell you, even as a fresh graduate, sometimes I tell Bunmi, we meet some graduates who have this sense of entitlement. I remember there was a particular graduate that was looking for a job, and she comes out saying, "Oh yes, Miss Y, I'd like a job, but before you can fit me in that job, in that role, I need a car, I need a driver, I need to ensure that my computer is I need a brand new computer. I would need a work phone. I was like, okay, no problem. You need all of these things. What exactly are you bringing to the table? I don't have a problem with the things you need, but what are you bringing to the table? What exactly are you bringing to the table?" And she's like, "Well, my daddy's contacts. Well," and I'm like, who cares about your daddy's contacts? You're a fresh graduate, no experience, and you are telling me that you want a brand new car, a driver. We have directors in companies that have been working for 20 years. The company is yet to release a company car to them. So you are going to have to do better than that. I think get rid of that entitlement. In fact, I tell graduates, find an environment where you can learn. Find a company where you can learn. Any company aligned with your vision for your life, actually plead with them that you will work for free. Learn. Knowledge is power. You want to ensure that you become a person of value before you start to make demands. And how do you become a person of value when you don't have content? You are an empty container. So go to places, find people, find people you admire. Tell them I'll be your personal assistant for the next 6 months for free. Don't pay me. And then see what you're going to get from that and what it's going to do for your career. And the thing is, as a graduate, you are just at a very beautiful stage in your life because you are at the stage where I would call the experimental stage. You can do no wrong. You can do no wrong. It's ridiculous, these days of social media where a 20-something-year-old is competing with a 50-year-old to carry the same bag and wear the same clothes and have the same hair and have the same car. You are at the point where you can take risk. Enjoy it. Enjoy your years as a fresh graduate. Explore. Exhaust everything that God has put inside you. You have the opportunity to start reinventing yourself. You can go into photography and then still like teaching. You can enjoy fish farming. You could enjoy speaking to an audience, coaching people. There's so many things you can do with your time because it's a time to experiment, pretty much. So you have a vision of where you are going, but please allow yourself to sponge everything that you can possibly get from life, from people, from experiences. Your 20s is a beautiful time in your life to explore. That's the word, explore. I have reinvented myself many times, and I still continue to reinvent myself. And there's nothing wrong with that. Who says you can be one thing? Who says you have to be one thing? You could be many things. And that's the reason why, even when you are in school, everything you learn is multidisciplinary. So that you have a little bit, you know, I'm a lawyer, for example, and with law, you know a little bit about every industry ever in existence. And I continue to reinvent myself because I feel like as long as I believe there's so much more I have to give the world, I would continue to pursue that. So I'm saying this to let you understand that it is okay if you seem confused. It's not confusion. You are at the experimental stage. Enjoy it. It will all align. Eventually, everything will work out. I mean different things to different people, for example. Some people will see me as a coach, some as a teacher, some as a businesswoman. I mean different things. I'm a mom, I'm a mentor, I'm a mentee. I'm so many things to different people. So don't put yourself in a box. But one thing I always carry, and I've always carried, even from my days in the university, is my confidence. You can't take that away from me. I walk into a room like I own the room. I walk into the room like I own the room. And you should too. Now, I'm saying confidence, I'm not saying cocky. All right? Be confident, but not cocky. Because you want to be humble enough to attract the people that would help you. You want to be confident enough to attract those that will be valuable to you and your destination. All right? So where your confidence, and where does confidence come from? I was talking about content, what you carry, and we're going to get there in a minute. Now, I walk into a room, confident because I believe you attract who you are. So if you go into a room and you go into the room defeated, that is the energy you carry. You probably not get anything from that room. My confidence is my power. I tell everybody, Miss White, what is your power? My confidence. Because I'm never intimidated. We are all the same. You're a woman, I'm woman. You're a man, my brother is a man, my father is a man, my uncle is a man. So what makes you any different from me? And I noticed that we have a lot of people these days who are either they're overly confident, borderline cocky, or they're timid. We don't want none of that. All right? You don't want to be overly confident that you're out of reach and you can't attract mentors or helpers. And then you don't want to be so timid that they don't know the glory that you carry. And if you people are here listening to me, high five me. High five. High five me in the chat. Let me be sure that I have my people here listening to me. All right? So I was talking about being intimidated. Never be intimidated. You're awesome. Nobody started out great from day one. It was their self-belief. Now, I want to discuss three different and closely related people that you need in your journey in life for career or for entrepreneurship. We have the sponsor, we have the mentor, and we have the advisor. I'll take that again. We have the sponsor, we have the advisor, and we have the mentor. So who is a sponsor? A sponsor is the person who knows the way, shows the way, and has the power. A mentor is someone who could help you in your field to grow. Maybe someone who has been in the industry years before you. All right. You want to have a mentor to show you the way, in the sense that a lot of the situations you're going to come across, they have been through already. All right. So if you want to become, say, for example, an accountant or a lawyer, or you want to have a mentor who's been maybe 10 years at the bar, 20 years at the bar, you will avoid, that will make you avoid a lot of mistakes that they have avoided due to their mentorship. All right. So let me talk about the advisor here. I'll go back to the sponsor. The advisor could be anybody and could be at any level. The advisor could be someone junior to you, someone at a lower level. It could be someone at the same level. It could be someone at a senior level. A mentee, for example, for me could be an advisor. For example, there are so many areas in tech that I don't understand. So if I'm going to need advice in the area of tech, I'm going to need someone who I regard as an advisor to help me navigate through any technology issues that I will be having. All right. So you need these three. Nobody got to where they got to by themselves. There is someone somewhere that will root for you, that will speak a word for you, that will support you, that would encourage you, that you could learn from. And that is why you need these three. But you see, that sponsor is very, very important. In an organization, if you find yourself in an organization, you better find your sponsor. Find someone who can make things happen. Someone who sits at the table where decisions are taken. You need that person. I don't believe in being invisible. I remember during my youth service. During my youth service, I would go and sit with the general managers, with the directors, with my bosses. You will never find me with my friends. We are all coppers. What are you going to do to help me? What can I learn from you? Is it the camp we just finished from? Or is it how can you help my life? So I will go long hours and sit with my bosses and ask them, how do you do the things that you do? Tell me more about this organization. How do I fit in? Where do I fit in? What inspires you? And learn from them. And that's why I tell you that it is important to have a sponsor. It is important to have a sponsor. All right, I remember, so there's this sponsor of mine now that I was going to meet, and the man gave me an appointment for 9 o'clock. I got there 9:05. When I got there, they refused to let me in. And I was like, but I have an appointment. I have an appointment. They were like, I'm sorry, madam, we can't allow you in. Well, we just have enough people here to see our boss today. You won't be able to see. And I said, but I have an appointment. Anyway, they took my name in. He knew I was around. They told me to wait. I met with the secretary. She seemed very warm. I was like, okay, please, I don't mind waiting. I don't mind waiting. She was like, no problem. You will see Oga today. I said, no problem. I sat there. 9 became 10. 10, 11. 1, 2 p.m. I was still sitting. I was waiting. I waited till 5 p.m. From 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. I'm very sure some people finding themselves in that situation will say, I can't wait again. No. After waiting for 2-3 hours, I'm leaving. Maybe he does not want to see me. Maybe I'm the one that knows what took me there. Like I said, he was a prospective sponsor. And I had a lot of things I wanted to learn from him. And I had to wait. So eventually, he calls me in and says, no problem, come in. And then I got in there after waiting for about 7 hours. And then it was like, okay, how may I help you? I said, sir, you gave me an appointment and I wanted to tell you about my interest in this area. And I know you're an authority in this area and I would like for you to support me. And he engaged me in conversation. And we started talking. He told me about his interest. So what businesses do you do? I told him. He was like, oh, I'm also in the same business. At the end of the day, he actually apologized for delaying me for so long. He was like, wow, I did not know the content that you carried. I just saw a lady waiting outside and they said she wanted to see me and she was waiting endlessly and I was busy with that. If I had known that this is what you carried, I wouldn't have delayed you that long. Find a sponsor. This is 2023. Right now, you need to make a decision. I am going to be bullish about my life, about the people I meet, about attracting helpers, about attracting mentors, about attracting sponsors in this year. Make that decision and see how far that will take you. All right? I always say that no one can stop me from meeting anybody that I need. If I need someone and I need to connect with them, I will find them. But I prepare. What you want to do is to prepare because you might never get that opportunity a second time. You never get the second chance to make a good first impression. So always prepare your elevator pitch. Most of the time, and I'll say the elevator pitch, I don't know if some of you are familiar with what they call the elevator pitch, but literally, you know how long it takes you in an elevator to get to where you're going. You have a couple of minutes, all right? So most of your sponsors, mentors, and those who can help you in your career, in your work life, don't have a lot of time to listen to your life story. So you just might have about 2 minutes to make a good impression. And that 2 minutes better be good because that's all you're getting. So always prepare your elevator pitch. When I meet this person who is aligned with where I'm going in my life, what exactly am I going to say to him? Be prepared. And that's why I say, as a graduate, you have not graduated from the school of life. You just graduated from the university. You should constantly be in the pursuit of learning. Be hungry to learn, to do research. All right? Because you'll be surprised that even those you look up to don't know everything. They will still need you. They will still need you. But who needs someone who carries nothing? All right? Association. All right? Show me your friends and I'll tell you your future. We're talking about your vision, right? We talk about your habits aligning to your vision. We talk about connecting with sponsors, mentors, advisors. Now, who are your friends? Who are the people that you surround yourselves with? I told you, as a copper, I was not hanging out with coppers. I was not hanging out with coppers. I was hanging out with my bosses because there's nothing they can do for me. Now, I always tell people, and I've said this many times in a lot of my presentations, that you need 3 levels of associations, all right? You need those who look up to you. When you have those who look up to you, it encourages you. That is what drives you to become great. Because then you know you have those who are looking up to you and you cannot fail. So every time you fail, you pick yourself back up because you have people who are watching you. And then you have those who are on the same level with you. Those ones are your friends, your associates. You compare notes. You're going through sort of the same things. You're going through sort of the same phase in life. You want to ensure that you sort of are par with what's going on with them in your industry. And then you want to have those who come as mentors, all right? And that's why I said, if you have these 3 associations, you're good. You have everything you need. You have something to look up to. You have those who keep you relevant, and you have those who keep you on your toes. And say, for example, you want to learn how to catch fish. Are you going to hang out with a carpenter? What's that going to do for you? You either change your career choice, or you change your friends, or you change your associations. All right, you want to learn to catch fish, you better find all the fish farmers you could possibly find and hang out with them for as long as you can. So your associations, I cannot overemphasize the importance of it, of your associations. If you're hanging out with friends who are drinking, smoking, talking about things that don't add any value, that's what you're going to become. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have fun. All right, find a balance. Work hard. Find some time to enjoy yourself. But you want to ensure that you have friends who are after your best interest. I had to have a detox of associations in my life. I realized at some point I had some friends who only wanted us to hang out to enjoy ourselves. I mean, when I finished as a graduate, hang out, party, go shopping, and we'll never discuss anything that has to do with where we are headed in life, with our career, with just being ambitious. And I had to cut them off. So you're going to have to reduce some of that baggage. There are some people who cannot continue on this journey with you once you know where you're going, all right? You have to be prepared to lose friends. You might lose friends, you might lose family, but not everybody can come with you, all right? You have to travel light, all right? So you want to ensure that your associates align with your vision, all right? Now we're talking about collaboration, not competition. That's another thing you want to do. You're going to have a lot of speakers talk about getting a job and habits in the workspace, all right? All I'm doing here is just preparing you for the life after university, all right? Or after graduation. I'm giving you life lessons here. We have other speakers who will give you more. But wherever you find yourself, especially as a graduate, you want to ensure that you are positioned for collaboration. Because when you are there, you learn from different people, from different walks of life and different experiences. All right, you need all the experience you can get. Right now, what you need is to begin to learn all the experience that you can get that will take you on your journey, all right? So when you find yourself in an organization, you want to find those that you can collaborate with. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Very well, we can hear you.
Okay, lovely. All right. So now that we know where we are going and the people that we want to hang out with, now let's talk about impact. Whatever you're doing, wherever you find yourself, all right, ensure whatever you do is impacting lives, people, businesses, processes positively. You would never go wrong. When you find yourself in a place where nobody or nothing is having impact directly or indirectly from your actions or inactions, whatever, you are in the wrong place. Because the reason why you were created is for impact. You were created for impact. So when you realize that, you find out that you become a person of value when everything you do directly impacts change for the better. All right? And I noticed that these days, we have people who are chasing fame. We are excited about the number of followers we have on Instagram, the number of followers we have on TikTok, the number of followers. I'm just seeing a rise in the number of those who want to be famous, but carry nothing. And don't forget that fame comes with a price. If you're not prepared for fame, that could be the beginning of your downfall. Sometimes God keeps you. if you think, oh, this person is also like my mates, we're the same age group, we finished university together, the person has 1 million followers, and I have 100 followers on Instagram. Your journey is different from your journey. And I'm going to go to the Bible because I'm a student of the Bible. I'm trying to learn about the Bible. I know we have different religions here, so please permit me. But it's just a little story I wanted to tell you from the Bible, which is the story of King Saul and David. All right? What happened with David is David had prepared himself as a shepherd, watching the sheep. He's dealt with lions, he's dealt with all sorts of animals, protecting the sheep. And the time came, I know the story of David and Goliath is nothing religious. It's known all over the world. When Goliath came out and told Saul and told the people, that I need someone to fight me. If your people win, we will serve you. All right. But if we win, we will take over, your people. And then David, who was a very small, probably just a worker somewhere in Saul's household, working there, because at that time he had been appointed, but then he moved into Saul's household to help him. Just said, you know what, I'll fight Goliath. And everybody was like, why would you fight Goliath? You are just small David. We have, men who have been trained for years to fight war. And then you are coming to say you're going to fight. But the thing is, he had prepared himself. Now, why am I telling you this story? All right. Premature presentation of yourself could be disastrous. God kept him until the time he was supposed to be presented. And at the time he was presented, just a sling with a stone he picked from the ground, he defeated Goliath. All right. So all I'm saying is, don't go after fame. Go after owning your skills. Go after developing yourself. Go after learning more, going for more courses, attending events like this. When the time will come when you will be presented, it will be the fame that you earned. And I'm saying this in particular because, we are living in times where validation from social media, from the public, is killing our youth. And you think you're already depressed with the fact that I'm doing everything, I don't have followers. Who are your followers? What's your business with followers? They will find you. They will follow you. Eventually, you won't need to look for them. They will look for you. Once you become a person of impact, a person of value, they will find you. All right? Also beware of teachers. I always talk about there are so many seminars like this, right? And we have a lot of people preaching, do this, do that, do it this way, do it that way. I remember telling Bunmi one day, I said, you know what? I am not going to listen to a teacher that has not gone through the lecture that they are giving me. You have all these people who tell you, if you want to make it in life, if you want to be successful, if you want to sell a house worth 100 million naira, do this, this, this. How many houses has he sold? Be careful about the people you listen to, the seminars you attend. Ensure that your teachers are people who have lived the life that you want to live. Don't allow a blind man lead you. Very important. All right. So I'll just give you some nuggets before I leave. My time is far spent. I'll give you some nuggets. All right. 1, the man who makes the loudest noise in the room is not necessarily the most intelligent. All right. Know when to speak and know when to hold back. All right? Sometimes it's okay to speak last because you would have listened to everybody else in the room and you know exactly what they're thinking. By the time you strike hard. All right? When you find yourself in a situation like that. All right? Hurt people hurts people. All right? Hurts people hurts people. If you are dealing with anything in your life, or you have people who are dealing with issues in their lives, try to avoid them. All right? You can only be as good as your state of mind. You can only be as good as your state of mind. All right? Another thing is you may need to die to your past to prepare for your future. Sometimes you may need to die to everything that you know to prepare you for the future that you want. All right? More nuggets for you. I have met with some graduates who finished with pass, for example, those who did really badly in school. And I'm like, don't dwell on that. We have people who didn't even go to college. We have those who didn't go to university. When you wake in the morning, all right? I'm not here for those who finished with first class alone. All right? We have seen a lot of people who did not finish at the top of their class and are doing very, very well. Like I said, when you wake is your morning. It is a decision that from now on, everything I'm going to do is going to be aligned with where I'm headed. Yes, my past is my past. I made some wrong decisions. I did not do so well in school, but I can decide from today that I will be the best at anything I put my mind to. All right? So some of you have, parents who say, oh, forget that boy, he's a failure. No problem. Take it as fuel. Take it as fuel and pursue your goals. All right? Now, you were created for something. Find that thing. Find it, go after it, and ensure that the world hears from you. You were created for something. Now, people talk about purpose. This word purpose has been sort of overused, and that's why I'm avoiding using it now. But the truth is, once you realize the reason why you were created, everything you do aligns with that. Now, I talk about making money, all right? So ensure you make money before you become a philosopher. Excuse me? Ensure you make money before you become a philosopher, because I know a lot of people say, my passion, my purpose, my passion. Meanwhile, they are leaving money. Please make money, that thing that will make you make money legitimately. Find it, and then use that money to fuel your passion, all right? So more nuggets for you. Time is a cycle. There will be good times and there will be bad times. There will be good times and there will be bad times. Regardless of what you do, you can't control that. That is life. So it is how you navigate through the good and the bad that decides, what you become and what legacy you would eventually have. All right. I'm a great believer in the law of attraction. What you are, you attract. If you stay positive, you think positive, you would attract positive things. You can never lose out by being positive. All right. So now I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty much done. My time is fast spent. But before we leave, I want us to work with some affirmations. All right. Wherever you are, I want you to, first of all, breathe in and out. All right, breathe. And then I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to say this, all right? I'm a great believer in affirmations. What you say you are is what you are. If I say I'm great, nobody can tell me otherwise. I am great. I am beautiful. That's my self-belief. So I'm trying to see who's going to take that away from me. All right, so let's take some affirmations, all right? I am great. I am successful. I am the best, fill in the gaps, of this generation. All right. I am a world changer. I believe in myself. I can achieve anything I set my mind on. I attract those aligned with my purpose. I will take it one more time, all right? And this time, take it and believe it. As you're saying it, believe it. Believe it, let it sink in. Write it down. I'll give the slides to the organizers of the show and ensure that you can keep them for yourselves. But let's say it again, all right? Let's take it one more time, all right? I am great, all right? Call your name. I, Yetunde, I am great, all right? I am successful. I am the best woman of impact in the world. I am a world changer. I believe in myself. I can achieve anything I set my mind on. I attract those aligned with my purpose. All right, so my Getwork people, make a move they've never seen before. Have the audacity to believe in yourself. Thank you. Thank you.
I can't stop clapping here. Please, can we jam our hands together? You know, while I was going to invite Ma'am Yetunde, I told you that she is a reservoir of value. And I'm sure that you can attest to that fact. Thank you so much, Ma'am. My notepad is full, dripping with value. I have a lot to go back to here. And I want to believe it's the same for everyone. Ma'am, we love you so much. First, it was your beautiful face, and now it is massive value. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Please join me with a round of applause to celebrate this mind-blowing, inspiring woman. Oh my God, I am I don't even know what to say. Thank you so much, ma. We love you. We honor you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
guys.
reminding us that there is a seed of greatness inside of us. You know, I like the part where you said that do not just envisage your vision, write it down. And I believe that somebody is leaving this class and going back to their drawing board and taking intentional steps towards the achievement of their goals. Thank you so much, man. You're such an inspiration. You know, I was going through your bio and I'm like, what? What is this? Oh my God. Thank you so much, man. God bless you. Okay, please, guys, let me know this point that stood out for you in the comment section. Do that quickly. Do that quickly. Do that quickly. And even as you do that, keep dropping your emojis. Have you? Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay. So how was that session? I mean, the roof is about to blow up. I am shivering here. I have lots of goosebumps. This is too powerful. This is powerful. Let me see your comments in the comment section. How has this session been? All right. Okay, I can see your comments. All right. This is massive. This is massive. Can we say thank you so much, Ma? Please type in the comment section. Thank you so much. We love you, Ma. We appreciate you. We celebrate you. That was impactful. Okay. There is another session. I know you are shaking already, but hold on, calm down. There is still another session, and it's about to get down again because we're about to invite our second speaker. You can see the beautiful face already, but come and listen to the beautiful bio. All right, we are having Ma'am Bunmi Omeke. Please, can you hear me? I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Okay, we can hear you now. We lost your voice a bit.
Go ahead. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so sit tight, everyone, and listen to this powerful bell. All right, Bunmi, Jasmine Omeke is a multifaceted lawyer, a certified human resource professional and educator. Called to the Nigerian bar in 2009, Bunmi Omeke proceeded to the University of Aberdeen, where she obtained a master's at law degree in international commercial law with a commendation in 2013. She also has a postgraduate certificate in human capacity development at the American University of Technology, Lausanne. Bunmi has worked with reputable law firms and educational institutions, which include being a one-time administrator at the Center for Law and Business, where she still lectures the international undergraduate students of the University of London in business law courses. Oh my. Apart from her personal career goals, Bunmi is a people-oriented person and has taken up various social developmental projects in this regard, which includes directing the affairs of the Occupational Health Safety and Empowerment Center, an NGO established by our late father, Dr. Bamishayo Francis Oluwagbemi. She formed the legal aid unit to handle cases of occupational accidents with the aim of helping victims get redress, as well as ensuring compliance and enforcement of safety regulations in the workplace. As a human resource professional with particular interest in graduate empowerment and advocacy, Bunmi co-founded Getwork Nigeria in 2019, an initiative hinged on improving the quality of the entry-level workforce through employability training, mentoring, and talent hunting. Getwork Nigeria has connected over 300 job applicants to the right employers in the last 4 years. Currently, she leads the strategic direction of our Lekki-based law firm, JGC Partners, where she works as a managing director, legal compliance, and human resource manager. She sits on the advisory and executive board of some reputable organizations in the educational sector, IT, and health safety and environmental industry. Bunmi is a member of Society for Human Resource Management, North America, Nigerian Bar Association, Chartered Institution of Personnel Management of Nigeria, World Safety Organization, Society of Women in Safety, Health Environment, wow, Africa and Association of Nigerian Women Safety Professionals, and more recently, Women in Human Resource. She has been a keynote speaker at several events and featured in several dailies and mass media in acknowledgement of her expertise and passion for all she does. Now, this is the mind-blowing part. She is a devoted wife and a mother of 3 kids, including a 2-month-old twin. Hey, you see, it is rare and awe-striking to see a woman achieve such giant strides. And it pleases me to say that we are privileged and blessed to, and highly fortunate, in fact, to be drawing from Mrs. Bunmi's wealth of knowledge tonight. So I advise you to stay tuned and pay undivided attention to this session, because I'm certain that it's going to be transformational. In fact, it's going to be dramatic. So now, you know how we welcome royalties. Join me to welcome with your emojis. I'm not going to welcome her until I see your emojis flooding the comment section. Are you there, guys? Are you there? Come on. Jam those hands together, jump off your seat, drop your emojis, and join me to welcome Mrs. Bunmi Omeke. Come on. Thank you. You are welcome, Ma. We love you, and we cannot wait to learn from you. Over to you, Ma. Thank you.
Thank you, Onilola. Now I see from my previous speaker, that's my mother, by the way. That's my mother. My mother, when you talk about, she's everything. She's advisor, she's mentor. I found her as, she's Trinity. She's what do you call Trinity? 3 in 1 to me. She's my advisor, she's my mentor, she's my, what's the third one again? She's my sponsor. So, now I see what she was trying to say when she was really emphasizing on affirmation. Reading my bio is like reaffirming who I am, my identity, my purpose, which I'll be talking about today, my power, and my perspective about life, all lumped up in one. I'm sure you can't wait to hear what I have to say to you today. They are going to be as practical as possible. I'm going to be talking about real life experience. Quickly going into the topic of today, I'm here to talk about positioning your mindset in the workplace. From classroom to workplace, positioning your mindset for the workplace as an outstanding graduate, if I must add that. not to take us too much on that, Miss Ajibade had, she had explained the reason why Getwork Nigeria is here. And I also want to emphasize that we are here to fill in that gap, the gap between your school environment and your work environment. We are here to help you be the best pick for any entry-level position in Nigeria. Organizations have issues with, it cannot be overemphasized, the fact that organizations have issues with entry-level workforce, just because they are yet to internalize the required workplace culture. So we are here to fill in that gap, to improve the quality of workforce in Nigeria, make it easy for the employers and make it easy for you as well to get the right job. It is not your fault that you don't know what the expectation is here. It isn't your fault, but it is your fault if you have an opportunity to know what the workplace requires and you don't make use of that opportunity. We are here to give you that opportunity. We are here to make you understand the expectation of an average Nigerian workplace. So for the entire session in April, we'll be having these meetings every Monday by 6, like we had earlier mentioned, and we'll be having follow-up assignments. This meeting is recorded anyway, so we'll be able to share it with some people who have not been able to join, but we're prioritizing people who have participated in the session. We're looking out for committed individuals who have participated in this session, asked questions, contributed to this session. Those are the people who are going to be prioritized for any benefits that will be coming out from this program, just so you note that. So talking about positioning your mindset, I'm going to read out 2 nemesis. I call it employers' nemesis. It's like a feedback we got from employers recently about some set of young graduates that was sent to them through our platform, Getwork Nigeria. You might have been a perpetrator of this kind of actions. So just to let you know, it is not something that is welcomed in the work environment. It's something you need to change. So let's come from that storyline. The first story from an employer, the first feedback we got was the candidate came, she lives in Ogba-Ijaye, she intends to relocate after getting the work. From her CV, she never stays more than 4 months in a place. We're going to be talking about CV, mind you, later on. So all these things are going to be addressed. Her spoken English and diction is very poor. She resigned her last job after 6 months because a parent pushed her for private use homeschooling. She could not even show us any originals of either College of Education or Youth Corps certificates, and does not have any of her former employer's number when asked, but she wants 100,000 naira as salary. Imagine that. Second feedback we got from one of these candidates. Sorry, I'm going to be giving the negative feedback because it is a negative it's from the negative feedbacks that we can improve. Of course, we've gotten a lot of positive feedbacks from graduates who were trained, mentored before sending them to these employers. The second feedback is, if this was our first time of having corps members serve with us, I honestly would have thought that the SDCRI is unfair and wicked, but this is the 4th or 5th set of corps members to serve with us. These 5 people have made work in the center a living hell for almost everyone. They went to select the tasks that they will do or not. They want to select the tasks that they will do or not. They refuse to take assignments from any of the managers. One of them just walks away when a senior officer is speaking to her. They went as far as reporting to us to their LG inspectorate, and the Oga had to visit the center to confront us, only for him to discover that the corps member had been lying to them. Then we showed him our structures and all. I rejected them then, and the assistant LGI pleaded with us to give them a second chance. This was in December, blah, blah, blah. Today, that chance ended. So, these are real You can see I'm reading it out. I'm not saying it from my head. There are real written feedbacks from employers of labor who have engaged some entry level graduates, fresh graduaes. And this just is snippets. I mean, this is a snippet of those kind of negative feedbacks that we get from untrained and unmentored graduates. And like I said, it is our job to fill in this gap. Now, I want you to write in the comment section. I want to ask this question. What do you think is the difference between your work expectation, your work in school, and your work in the workplace? Your work in school and your work in the workplace. There are different, there are a lot of differences, but there's one I want to project. I want to see if you are thinking in my direction. So you can type that in the chat box. What do you think is the difference between your work expectation in school and your work expectation in the workplace? What are the differences? I would love to see your response. Oh, you can't see me. Sylvia says she can't see me. Can you see me? Can anyone see me? Just to be sure it's not just a connection.
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, so it might be a connection there. Sylvia, you might want to go in and come back. Might be your connection. Okay, Shay, you can see me. So please, you want to type that answer in the chat box. I won't love to waste too much time on that, so I move on. So what do you think is the difference between your work in school and your work in the workplace? Some of you have had like 1 year or 2 years experience, so I would expect you to be able to spot that difference. Okay, so I'll move quickly. Like I said, I have an idea, I have a point in mind. At school, work is for money. Work in school is for degree. Yeah, you said it in a very simple way, and that's it. At school, you work towards acquiring, learning, a lot of learning. In fact, basically, the primary reason you're in school is to learn. That's your primary reason. You are in school to learn. Even in relationships, you are there to learn how to relate with people. Academics, you are there to learn. Practicals, you're there to learn. So it's more of, it's primarily learning. You learn every day. From the day you're born to the day you die, you learn. But for the school environment, the most of what you do is learning, right? And you're learning to acquire a certificate. But at work, you are paid for what you have learned. You are paid for the value you had. So when you're applying for jobs, there are questions that you need to ask yourself. And you need to answer those questions right. If you don't answer those questions right, you might as well just be throwing your application and not really applying for a job. You're just wishing. You're just wishing for a job and not applying for a job. So what are those questions? I will run quickly. Number one, does the employer need me? Why are you applying for a job if the employer doesn't need you? How would you know that the employer, have you been able to communicate their need for you? Do they see your application as meeting their recruitment needs? How do you know this? You see this on the job adverts. You see this on the job requirements. Whatever it is that we're still going to be talking about CV interviews, those things we're going to be having those sessions subsequently, but this is to prepare your mind. Like I said, it's a mindset thing we are doing now. So you need to ask your mind, you need to ask yourself those questions because they are going to help you to take the required action. So you need to ask yourself this question: do they see your application as meeting their recruitment needs? If you tick this box, most likely your application for a job will be granted if you tick that box. No one is employing you because you don't have a job. I get a lot of these messages just because of course they say Getwork Nigeria. Please, can you mute yourself to avoid background noise, to avoid distraction? You know, I do see a lot of requests. My brother is looking for a job. My sister is looking for a job. You know, I really need this job. I'm dying of hunger. I don't have money. You know, of course, we know job is for economic, is to fulfill our economic needs as well. But you need to look at the other side. If you own a company, you have a business, you are employing people because you need them to take the business probably from 0 to the next phase, or probably from 50 to 60, or from 60 to take it to the next level. You're not employing someone because they just need a job or they are dying of hunger. It's not, even for humanitarian organizations, even for NGOs, when they employ people, they still employ people because they can carry on that job, that free work that they are doing, and they pay them. So talk less of a business organization. A business organization is not employing you because you're hungry or because you need a job, you're out of school and you're unemployed. They're employing you because of the value that you have to deliver. And this is why when getting at interviews, I used to say it is good, you know, you want to learn, but if you're going into that interview because you want to earn from that job, you want to reduce that statement that you make saying, oh, I'm a very fast learner, I learned very well on the job. That is not what the employer of labor wants to hear. That is not what they want to, that's not the kind of emphasis that they need, except you want to go into volunteer. Of course, if you're going into volunteer, like my mentors mentioned, Ms. Ajibade mentioned, if you're going into volunteer, of course, you're going into volunteer, they're not paying you, you're going into learn, you're begging them. But if you're going in to work and earn, they are not there to, I mean, it's not an humanitarian service. You are going in there to earn and to show your value, right? And going by the world of today is very competitive. It's not where you want to show the skills that you have. What skills? How much of your skills are we're going to be meeting with, of course, a speaker that is going to also be talking about skills, your skills for the workplace. How much of your skills, soft skills, hard skills have you developed? Have you aligned with the job you're applying for? So it's not an entitlement thing. It's a thing of, I would only employ someone that I need. Not because the person needs a job, but because I need a person for my work. So let that be your mind. Let that be your mindset when you're applying. Ask yourself, does the employer need me? And then you start answering those other questions. Have I communicated my value for the employer to be able to need me? Right? So that's one set of questions I've given to you. Number 2, what skills do you think you have as an added advantage to your qualification? It's not enough to pass exams. Like my mentor says, she says that one thing she knows, when you pass an exam, what that tells her is that you are a disciplined person. You have the ability to be disciplined. You have the ability to self-control, to sit down and read your books and, you know, time management, manage your time and be able to pass your exams. But it's not necessarily a full test of knowledge. Yes, it's part of knowledge testing, but it's not 100% test of knowledge. That said, it means that it is not enough. Passing the exam is not enough to secure a job. It just gives you certification. It's a tool, it's one of those tools. Apart from passing your exam, apart from having a 2-1 in school, what soft skills have you developed? What hard skills have you gone out of your way? There are lots of materials online, even YouTube. I learned a lot from, I go on YouTube sometimes just to increase my knowledge about some certain area. If I know, oh, I'm going to be talking on purpose in this area, or I'm going to be talking about, you know, goals, or I know, just going on YouTube, you see a lot of materials. There are lots of information online. You cannot say that you don't know. Google is your friend. Google is on your phone. It still amazes me some questions that, you know, young people ask. To me, is laziness of the mind. It's even beyond, you know, you want to go for an interview, you don't even research the company you are going to apply to. You should not only research the company, you should research the industry. So those are the skills that you need to develop without debating. You need to align, you need to ask yourself, what skills do you think you have as an added advantage to your colleagues? Beyond your certification, what other skills do you have? That's what makes you useful to yourself, to the society, to the workplace, beyond passing exams. There are several ways to acquire a skill, like I said, and it's going to be spoken about by one of the speakers in subsequent session. What are the kind of jobs you should be applying for? Some of us, you know, because of desperation, we waste our time, we waste our emotions. I would say our emotions, because when if you come out as when you come out as a graduate and you start throwing your CVs to places that does not really align and you keep getting rejection, it begins to affect your mindset. You begin to feel you are not well enough because you begin to get, sorry, we are not, we're not employing you at this time. And you think there's something might not really be wrong with you. It might just be that you're applying to the wrong places or you're applying in a wrong way. So you always need to ask yourself, what are the kind of jobs before you set? I'll be giving us assignments after this session, and it's going to really help you to set this in place. What kind of jobs should you be applying for? So let's just talk about my 3 Ps. This is very personal to me, and I always love sharing it among young people because it has really helped me in my career journey. I can give stories that align with these 3 Ps that helped me to this point. It's still a journey, it's still a process, but I'd like to share with you, what has helped me in my success so far. I can say to myself, I can affirm to myself that I'm a successful person. Career-wise, in life, I am a successful person. I haven't arrived, but I'm on that successful journey and I own it. And I want to share it with you. What are those 3 Ps? The first P of my personal identity that has helped me to shape in my mindset is perspective. I call it perspective. Second is power. I coin it as superpower. And the third one is purpose. So I'm going to be taking them one by one. Perspective. Perspective is how you see life. How do you see life? Do you see life as half full? When you see a glass, they talk about half full, half empty. That is always, a very simple illustration. But when there's a problem, do you see the problem or you see an opportunity to provide solution? Do you know that every problem that you're confronted with as a young person is an opportunity for you to actually make money? Let me even break it down. I'm not even talking about solutions, an opportunity to make money. Every problem that you see, every business that you see today is a solution to a particular problem. Every business that you see today, think about it, is a solution to a particular problem. And so is any idea that comes out of a problem that you see. When an idea to solve a particular problem comes to you, it is an opportunity to make money. It's a solution you have found in the midst of crisis. That is a better way to look at things. When you're in the workplace or you are given a particular task, do you always point the problem out to your employer? Do you always look forward to pointing out the problem to your employer and not the solution? My mentor taught me something while working with her back home in Nigeria. And she made it so much, she's shaping my mindset so much that whenever there's an issue, we're running a school, and I was part of the people, managing the affairs of the school. And whenever I think whenever I see a problem, I don't discuss the problem with her until I found the solution. And you don't know how that developed my problem-solving skills. That's a problem-solving skills there. And it helps you on the next one and the next one. You won't imagine, you can't imagine how amazing this is when you utilize it. The more you begin to see solution in problems that you are confronted with, the better you are with your problem-solving skills. So your perspective, it comes from your mindset. Every problem for me is an opportunity to develop myself, Yeah. Then let's talk about power. What are your strengths? Have you been able to discover your strength as a person? Have you been able to project your strength? What do you project? Is it your weakness? When you are given a job, when you are given a task, it's always an opportunity for you to project your personal strengths. I was at a job where I had to do so many things at the same time. I could as well complain that, you people can employ somebody to do these things now. Why must I be called an administrator? And I'm the one doing the work of a receptionist. You have receptionists, but there are times I have to go there because the receptionist is not available, maybe sick leave or something, or it's been sent on another errand. Sometimes I had to work at the reception. There's sometimes I had to work as the accountant. I had to prepare the budget for the next meeting. And I was just an administrator, that was meant to oversee curriculum. In fact, I did way more than my job specification. But do you know what that did to me? It helped me to be able to release my skills, release my strength, release my power, and develop my strength in that area. Those are the things you want to do early enough in your career. You don't want to restrict yourself, like Ms. Yetunde was saying. You don't want to restrict yourself. You don't want to box yourself. You want to explore. Those are the things that you want to do early enough. When you have the opportunity, when you don't have so much responsibility. A lot of us, some of us are not married. We're still in our 20s. Some of us are looking forward to getting married very soon. And I pray that your godly wishes is granted. But I tell you, the best time to do these things is when you are still young. You're a young graduate, fresh from school. You are able to release your strength into a lot of things. You are not restricting yourself. Oh, I studied this, and this is this is the reason why I came into this place, and that is the only task I must do. You are not helping yourself. At the end of the day, you're helping yourself discover your strength by pouring your all into those different tasks that you're given. So discover your power. And also know, when I talk about strength and weakness, I always say this. It's a whole topic. Please mute your mic to avoid distraction. There's strength in your weakness and there's weakness in your strength. That is knowing when to show your strength and knowing when to show your weakness is one very important factor in displaying your superpower. Ms. Waya mentioned something like that when she was talking, when she said that sometimes you keep quiet. You are the most powerful person in the room, but you are quiet. For somebody else, in some situations, rather, it is not advisable that you're quiet. You should be talking. But when you should be quiet and you are being the extrovert, you having that power of speech and all that, and you're talking, it becomes a weakness at that point, not strength. So that's a typical example of how your weakness could actually be a strength and your strength could actually be a weakness. All these things is taught under emotional intelligence. It's something you also you should look forward to their sessions on that as well. My third P, I've spoken about perspective, I've spoken about power, and now I'm talking about purpose. Purpose, very important topic. It never finishes, an infinite discussion on purpose, because all our life journey, all our life success is hinged on purpose. For me, for the purpose, for the P of purpose for me, I always ask this question: what problem am I created to solve? See, if you're able to answer this question, you're good in life. Because everything you do will begin to find a rhythm. You will begin to align with everything you are created, every problem you are created to solve. What are you striving to become? At my new job, I saw the problems I was created to solve, not just in the organization, but in the society. My consistent exposure to managing humans of different generations, exposed my mind to the field of HR. You'll be wondering, what's the lawyer? What has law got to do with what this lady is doing? But I tell you, as a single person, I have been able to align law with HR and HR with safety. You will find out as we move on, as you get to know me. But that is what understanding my purpose as a human being. You know, I saw the problems of humans. I saw an human capacity, you know, development gap. I saw the problems of unemployability of graduates. I saw the issues in our labor laws and policies. And this bettered Getwork Nigeria, along with my co-visionaire. And I also established a legal aid clinic as a lawyer with a legal experience, you know, to help workplace accident victims. I was able to marry my legal career with all these society causes. And everything is around labor. Everything is around employment. So with law, I have employment law, I have labor law, I have safety that has to do with the lives of employees, the safety and lives of employees. I have HR, which has to do with the career, your career development as an employee. And I'm able to marry these three, you know, areas of these three disciplines as a human being, because I discovered my purpose. Having spoken about these three P's, I'll quickly go to attitude. That will be the last segment. In 5 minutes, I'll talk about attitude. Attitude is everything in life. 99% of your success in life is hinged on your attitude. And the reason why I started from the mindset is, you know, let me go back. I'm a Christian, and I will take that from a Bible passage that says that guide your heart with all diligence, because out of it flows the issues of life. If your mind is not set in the right way, then your actions cannot be right. Your mind has to align with your actions, right? So your attitude, what you've conceived in your mind and what you demonstrate in the workplace and everywhere as a person determines, is a huge determinant of your success in life. I'm going to talking about attitude towards different things. Attitude towards your learning. You have to have a high thirst for knowledge. Lots of us are victims of our educational background. You know, your primary school, your exposure. We know what is happening in Nigeria. We know how, you know, the educational system has really, you know, a lot of us are here because of our children, not because Nigeria is not, we can't make it in Nigeria. We know what these things are. We know where the problem is, you know. But it is not enough for you to sit down and relax. You have to take your destiny in your hands. When you become an adult, you cannot keep blaming the primary school you went to or the fact that your parents were poor. Now you have the opportunity to get all the knowledge that you can. There are free knowledge online. There are people you can walk up to, and you can add value to them while they add value to you and be a better person. So you cannot sit back and keep blaming your background as the reason why you're not successful. It's a very competitive world, unfortunately. You have to accept that you have a gap and decide to work on it. There was a time in my life I had to get an elocution coach because I stayed in a part of the country where, you know, pronunciation was an issue. So I had to get an elocution coach to, you know, improve the way I talk, because I know public speaking is something I'll be doing for a very long time. This is me being vulnerable with you. And I tell you, you have to be vulnerable to yourself. You have to accept the gap that you have as a person and seek to improve on it. You must be open to learning. You no matter how criticism, you know, as an individual, I learned something. It is not your motive behind saying what you say. If you're trying to criticize me, it is what you say I hold on to. I have some people that, I mean, my mentor says it that, Bunmi, I love the way you take criticism. It's not like every other person I've met. That is because I know even if you have a wrong motive for criticizing me, Your criticism, if I work on it, who's good? My good. You only see me better, and I'm better for it. So you must work on the right attitude, a positive attitude towards learning. Every opportunity to learn, always have your jotter, always have something. If you see my phone is a load of different things. I always jot things down. I always have something to learn. I go online, people on social media, checking dresses and styles and people's look and makeup and all those things. I am consistently reading stuffs. I'm consistently looking at even people's biography. They inspire me a lot. Successful people, even people that have failed, I learn from them. I'm a student, be a lifelong learner, be a student of life, like keep learning. Don't be tired of learning. Whichever way learning comes to you, take learning in a positive light and always seek to learn and learn more. There's no knowledge that is ever lost. Your attitude towards work. How do you relate when you are given a particular task? What are your responses? Hard work, commitment to details. You put on a CV and it's full of grammatical and typographical error. And you don't know that, that gives a first impression, bad impression about you. You submit your CV and you submit it in such a terrible way. You don't even cross-check. Sometimes if I want to send document, I send it to another email. I have 2 emails. I send it to another email just to be sure of how it will appear. That's how committed I am to details. And I will implore you to be. You send out CVs, you send out applications. Sometimes you do it on your phone, you do it in a very funny way. And you expect employers of labor to just look at it and, ignore it. No. If they put that application side by side, someone who has applied well, they won't go for yours. You have to be outstanding. You have to decide to do it well, not a lazy man approach. You have to be committed to do it well, to start and finish well. That's what makes you an outstanding graduate. We had over 100 people on our WhatsApp group. And I know very well that some people will start this session and, they won't want to continue with it. It distinguishes you from those who have decided to stay and continue and finish strong. Right? Work ownership. When you are given a task, do you own it or you wait for someone to keep giving you, to keep micromanaging you? Do we have to micromanage you? Or do it this way? Do you take the work that you're giving, do you take it as your, what if it's my business? I have to see this today. These things help in developing your skills. It helps in your total image, your total branding as a person. You think people are not watching you, the world is watching you. There are people who will recommend you in places that you do not expect just because of your commitment, your attitude, your commitment to hard work and doing things right, your attitude towards work. Thirdly, your attitude towards relationship. Your attitude towards relationship, the way you treat your leaders, your clients as an entrepreneur, your subordinates, it says a lot about you. Do you put money above relationships? Is money more important? Money will come and go, but relationship is almost forever. How do you burn bridges? Do you say, oh, because I've left this place, I was treated in such a way that I didn't like, then you go on social media and then you write things about the company you once worked for, or we're coming to that. You do some certain things that, you feel, oh, the relationship with the person doesn't matter, and that's it. You see, everything you do, what goes around, they say comes around. And as a graduate, as a young graduate now, it is important you learn not to burn bridges, because you're going to be having a lot of bridges. You're going to have to cross a lot of bridges. Don't burn it. You need to understand human relationship. You need to learn how to relate to people, say the right things. You need emotional intelligence in the workplace. One of our speakers is going to be talking about that. Then our attitude on social media. Mr. Ajibade has touched a lot on that. And I want to emphasize it again. Watch what you are doing on social media. Some people that come on social media to write some certain things, you don't have to imitate them. They have their different strategy. They have their different motives. Just know what you're doing and know if that actually aligns with your purpose. Don't just go on social media to talk because you want to talk. Because whatever you put on the internet, they say the internet never forgets. So be sure of the reason why you do what you do on social media. Don't do follow, if I'm to use that word. There are things that people, because it's kind of a global environment now, towards immigration, towards most things, people actually go on social media to check you out. So you just started your life and you don't want to spoil it from the start. So I would say maintain a clean slate. If you know that you don't know how to use the social media, it is better you abstain. Yeah, you can read stuff, you don't have to write. It is better if you know you don't know how to use it. It's better you abstain. People use social media. There are people who are very controversial and it works for them. That is their business. Controversy is their business. And then you go on their page and you are commenting, you're following those kind of things, and you go comment on issues that internationally you become a red flag, you know? So you have to be very careful with the use of social media and know what you're doing, know how it aligns with your purpose, your power, your perspective in life. So I think I've come to the end of my session with you. An assignment for this particular session will be dropped in the group. I think this session is being recorded. We'll try to give you the link. Of a technical person would try to send the link to you. You're encouraged to join this session again on Monday, next Monday, 10th of April, for another session, you know, towards the mentorship program. Thank you very much for having me. And I'll leave you with take charge. As an adult, your personal growth is your personal responsibility. You only get your opportunity. Nobody owes you the responsibility of pushing you to grow. Your personal growth is your personal responsibility. So take charge. Take charge of your mindset and take charge of your life, of your career. Thank you.
Take charge of your life. Take charge. I believe, wow. Thank you so much, man. You know, when the value is overwhelming and you don't even know what to say, this is so much value. Because the truth is, the school and the workforce, there are two different realities. And that is why this topic is so essential. And I believe that everyone listening tonight have gained value. So this is us listening to a human resource manager. They are the ones in the boardroom, and this is us seeing through their lens. Thank you so much, Ma, for such an impactful session. Please join me with a round of applause to celebrate Ma'am Bunmi Okeke. It's such an honor to listen to you tonight. We are pleasured and we're so blessed to listen to you. Please, in the comment section, let me know what point stands out for you. For me, it's a lot, but my take home is take charge, take responsibility for your growth, take responsibility for your life. Thank you so much, Ma. We're so honored. If you have learned tonight, can I see you drop your fire emoji? This is powerful. I mean, if you're going to pay for a course like this, it's worth a lot of money. In fact, it is inquantifiable. We sincerely appreciate all of our guests, from Ma'am Yetunde to Ma'am Bunmi. Thank you so much, Ma, for pouring in us. Thank you for this massive investment. Thank you for sowing this seed in us. Thank you so much, and God bless you, Ma.
Oh, Oyinlola, hold on. I see someone say she has a question. Let me look through it.
Okay, Ma.
Sylvia, I think Sylvia said she asked the question. Please, I asked the question and it hasn't been answered.
Okay.
I can't see the question.
Yes, she said, please, I have a question. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
She said, please, I have a question. Is it compulsory that you must have your former employer's number? Because it is not all employers that will give you their number.
Well, when you say employer, not necessarily their personal number. To be their HR person, there should be a number. Every business should have a number or a contact information. Could be a number, could be an email. You should be able to reach your personal employer. That's what it's saying. But in the context of the story I read, the person was not willing to give out our former employer's details. You understand that? And what could be the reason for that? You understand? So you should be able to give your former employer's details, because most people who want to employ you, they want to do a background check and make sure that you're living in good faith. And it also tells about your personality. Nobody wants to employ, like I said, nobody's employing you because you need a job. They're employing you because you're going to add value to the organization, not problem or trouble, you know. So those background checks are done, and they could, yes, somebody said probably due to bad records, say, yeah. So if they don't ask for the employer's number, they can ask for contact details. And contact details, of course, includes number.
Jennifer.
Have I answered your question, Sylvia? Have I answered your question, Sylvia?
Good evening.
Okay, I guess I've answered that question. Okay. All right. Okay, so Onyola, I'll leave you to round up the session and let them know what is happening next week. All right, she said, yeah, thank you. All right.
Okay, I'm glad you're satisfied, Olivia. Thank you so much for that succinct response. But so thank you so much. We're grateful, ma'am. All right, guys, this is unbelievably powerful, and I believe this will take many of us back to our drawing board. It's time to start, rethinking things, re-strategizing, and also taking practical steps towards the achievement of our goals. Everybody can be great, right? We from the inspiring battle of these women, it's an assurance that you also can be there. You also can be great. You also can be outstanding. Thank you so much for showing up. Your presence tonight is an evidence of your passion for growth, and I am very much pleasured to be doing this with you. Thank you, and God bless you. Please do also expect your assignments in the group chat. Please look out for it and try to submit on or before Friday. Okay, let me make some shout out before we leave. To the enthusiastic and persistent people, shout out to you, Adegbola Amos, Dennis, shout out to you, Jafet, shout out to you, Olamide, shout out to you, Temitope, shout out to you, Oduola, shout out to you, Sheyi, shout out to you, Oluwaseun, shout out to you, Azike, shout out to you, hey, this name is beautiful, Humana, Virginia, shout out to you, shout out to everyone, and shout out to Ma'am Bunmi, Omeke, and Ma'am Yetunde. We love you so much. We celebrate you. Do well to have.
Okay, I think we lost Lola.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I was going to say you didn't do shout out to me.
I did not see you, sir. Shout out to you, sir. Smart Godwin. Thank you so much, everyone. And do well to have a pleasant night rest. See you next week, Monday, same time, same station next week. Bye. Good night, everyone.
Bye.